Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in today, tonight, and whichever time you're deciding to watch this reading right now. I appreciate you. For those of you that are new, I'm levitating lotus healing. For those of you that are returning, welcome back and thank you. I appreciate you. I'm looking at your pre-shuffle cards right here on the table, and what I have, and I'm go from here, from the pre-shuffle for your energy, is spiritual service is the first one that comes out. Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, okay, is the second. Spiritual Decree is the third. Okay. Seventh Ray of Order. No, seventh Ray of Ritual Order and Ceremony is the fourth. So, looking at these first four, you're encouraged to know your purpose, to know your path through spirituality, be it whether you are a divine feminine or divine masculine. There's sacred power, there's sacred divinity, there is sacred energy within you that needs to be unlocked and mastered and to be put in motion, okay? There's energy that you're currently working on. This energy is something, let me rephrase it. This energy is something that some of you are currently working on. This is energy that some of you are encouraged to embrace in order for you to know your power, in order for you to know your way, in order for you to know your purpose and journey. Okay, the first, let me go ahead and get into the reading. The first that comes out is spiritual service. So Sagittarius, there's a spiritual service, there's a spiritual practice of whichever kind in your own particular way that you need to master and understand, knowing your way around the world. As you see, this person is holding a globe in their hands and this angel is sort of circling the earth, you know what I'm saying? This is knowing your way around the world in from a spiritual perspective, okay, from a metaphysical place. I don't know why I'm hearing that, for whoever that makes sense for. Metaphysical place, you understanding God's guidance or God's purpose for you from that perspective, so that you can understand exactly who you are. Okay, like I said, knowing your way around the world by understanding yourself while understanding things from a spiritual perspective, an energetic perspective. Okay, that's something that you're understanding. That's something that you are working on understanding if you're not already in this energy. What's followed by that is wisdom of the divine feminine. Okay, this could be for some of you ladies, but this could also be extended to divine masculine. Does not matter if you're male or female. Okay, this just speaks of your divinity overall and who you are spiritually, who you are in a master, most ascended, and what's another word that I can use? Priestess type of priesthood, or you know what I mean? It's that oracle type of energy, that mystic type of energy, that goddess energy, that god energy, that king energy, that queen energy. That's what this is, okay? That is what you're mastering, or that's what you're encouraged to master at this moment in time through the process of your evolution. I don't know why I want to mention that, but for whoever that makes sense for. Okay, you as a divine masculine or a divine feminine. Okay, this is you knowing yourself. This is knowing your worth. This is knowing your beauty. This is knowing how much sacredness, divinity that you hold within, that you are actually. Okay, see, God doesn't see the physical shit that you buy, that you have on. God sees your soul, the worthiness of your soul, the worthiness of your heart. And that's what you're in the process, or that's what you're already currently doing and discovering about yourself. Okay, your divinity as a divine feminine or as a divine masculine. Okay, and what's followed by that, as I said, this thing is a process, knowing your way around the world. Again, this is sort of like reiterating the first oracle, spiritual service, and the third place comes spiritual decree. Okay, this is a woman who has her hand held to her chest and deep belief about who she is and who she knows she is to become and what she knows she's worthy of, and believing in God and praying to God and praying for a change, praying for a better way to be, a better way to deal with the process or the experience of what she's going through. Because as you can see, this woman doesn't look like she's her most happiest. You know what I'm saying? But she's projected into the higher realms. Even though this may be a little bit difficult for her, Even though this may be a little bit hard, a little bit trying, a little bit irritating, a little bit confusing, she's trusting regardless. She's having faith regardless. She's believing in her process, in her journey, in her experience regardless, because she knows that there's something very important about who she is. There's something very important about her life to discover. There's something very important about her path, her purpose overall, to embrace and to master and to just embody. Okay, again, so like I was saying here with this first oracle, knowing your way around the world, this second one, or not the second one, but this third one sort of reiterates this first one, is believing, choosing to believe, choosing to follow your purpose, choosing to embrace your true sacred soul's journey. Not the way that you think it's supposed to be, but the way it is supposed to be, as far as your soul's fulfillment and contentment in this reality, because that's what you're here for. You're here to fulfill certain soul contracts, okay, of yourself, in order to be your most master self, in order to live out your sacred divine purpose, in order to truly become who you're supposed to be through divine's love and guidance and grace. Someone to be. Affirm that with the divine, affirm that with yourself, and know it to be so. Okay, and so it is. All right, and what's followed by that is seventh ritual, order, and ceremony. This is more spiritualism. This is diving deep into your spirituality. This is allowing God to show you exactly who and how you're supposed to be, as far as you correcting yourself spiritually, doing certain things to keep yourself in alignment, doing certain things to keep certain unnecessary energy away from you. This is practicing your practices with good effort, intention, action. You know, that's what that is. That's practicing your practices to keep yourself in alignment, to keep yourself balanced, to keep yourself healthy and centered. This is doing what is needed and necessary to continue to embrace and empower and maintain this divine feminine or this divine masculine energy. This is allowing yourself to know your way, your own, like I said in the very beginning, your own particular way of how to operate in the world, of how to coexist with reality, of how to really truly deal with yourself and embrace and empower that connection that you have with God, and keeping your divinity, your frequency, your inner light shining so brightly and so beautifully. Okay, believing regardless through every phase of the process, through every part of the experience, and allowing God to show you, yeah, you're gonna have to do certain things. Some of you guys could be currently learning different things of how to spiritually clear yourself out, spiritually align yourself, break free, break soul unnecessary or break toxic soul contracts. Some of you are learning how to release unnecessary energy, unnecessary people, unnecessary things internally and externally. Some of you guys are currently learning that by your sacred spiritual practices, your rituals, okay? The spells that you speak, the positive affirmations that you tell yourself, the prayers that you pray to God to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your private time of when you are spiritually cleansing and aligning, when you're meditating, when you're allowing yourself to reach a place of peace within you where you feel no fear, you know, doing things like that. This is something that some of you Sagittarius are currently learning, if you are not already in this process of learning it, if you don't already know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But this is all about you knowing your place in the world from a very mystical, in a very mystical way. I would say it like that. For some of you, for whoever that makes sense for, you know, burning certain things, keeping certain things close to you, playing certain frequencies throughout the day, stuff like that, taking spiritual baths, all these types of things. This is something that some of you, a lot of you, could be learning if you are not already, if you have not already learned or known already, like I said, and you're not, you're already practicing it, you're empowering it. You empower it by the repetition of practice and consistency. That's how you grow the power. That's how you continue to maintain. That's how you continue to know your way around the world, and that is how you continue to stay projected into the higher realms, connected to God, connected to your higher God, to your higher self, in order to know your way through this reality. Okay, that's what that is. All right, so let me pull one more. Divine Excellency will come through. Thank you. Divine grace, law of efficiency. Yeah. You find your way through. You find your way through it. You find your way of how to work through it. By understanding your spiritualism, understanding your practices, understanding how God needs you to understand your spirituality in order to keep you on a high note, in order to keep you and your vibrations high in frequency. You know what I mean? Who you are, what you are. That's what you're doing. That's what you're being, I don't want to use the word conditioned. That's what you're being trained for. That's the process that's happening right now. So that you can always know and understand that you are forever and always connected. Always, forever and always, their presence is there with you. You're forever connected to God, Source Creator, your higher guides from the higher realms, including your higher self. Always knowing how to operate shit, maneuver through shit, know shit, how to choose shit. You know what I'm saying? That's efficiency. Responding accordingly. Okay? Responding efficiently. Executing certain missions. It may seem like nothing to you. Oh, I just went in here and did this and did that, but it was deeper than that. You know, that's having that type of perception. Now you know, oh, it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Okay? So, overall, Sagittarius, you're finding your way, or you're learning your way, or you're empowering your way through the world. Okay? And the way that God is trying to guide you and give you this understanding through this process, through this experience of your beautiful, sacred, divine femininity or masculinity. Okay? Even though the process may not be as comfortable all the time or as pleasant to feel or experience or go through all the time, you believe, or you're encouraged to continue to believe, because you're going to be gifted with empowering tools. Okay? As it says here, ritual, order, and ceremony, certain things, okay, that you have to do in order to spiritually protect yourself, spiritually align yourself, clear yourself, center yourself, balance yourself, free yourself, uplift yourself, learning all of these things, and knowing all of these things, understanding all of these things, discovering all of these things. This is what you're understanding. This is the process of what you're going through in order for you to always know that you're forever connected. You're fully embraced and forever connected in God's eyes when you follow your soul's purpose and journey of knowing how you're supposed to be in this reality. Okay, Sagittarius? So, with all of that being said, I'm going to pull 3 clarifiers here for this energy. Okay? And abundance caught my eye, so if that comes out again, we know something. Okay? I like it, but yeah. Okay? Overall, yes, that's what you're doing. That's what's happening to you right now. You're just learning how to be a better Sagittarius, be it male or female. You're learning the metaphysical shit. The spiritual stuff, the energetic stuff, the vibrational stuff. You're like, oh, okay. Some of y'all like, oh, okay. Okay. Okay? Alright. Divine, I asked for the first oracle to come through. Thank you. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. Okay? Judgment. So some of you could be struggling with judgment right now. Okay, some of you could be struggling with that. You could be judging yourself. You could be judging other people. You could be comparing your journey and your purpose and your process to other people. You could be some people could be doing that to you, you know, but this is an energy that's not so much necessary if it's affecting you, Sagittarius. For some of you Sagittarius, if judgment or being judgmental towards yourself or to anybody else is something that you've been currently doing or feeling, allow yourself to lovingly release that and know that nobody's journey happens faster. Nobody's journeys, let me say it right, hold on. Nobody's journey happens any faster or any slower than it needs to happen. Okay, everybody has their own life to live, and nobody's racing with anybody. You are your own competition. You are your own purpose and journey, and you universe to discover, and that's fucking more than enough. So understand that, and lovingly release the energy of judgment, or allow yourself to not feel so agitated or offended by anybody that could possibly be judging you, okay, on the low, judging you on the side. You know what I'm saying? You can pick up on that too. So this goes both ways. All right, Divine, I ask for the next oracle to come through. Thank you. Fear. I'm gonna go with that one. That one came out on top. Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah. Like I said, finding your way through the world, believing regardless, even though it may not feel the most, it may not be the most pleasant or comfortable experience. Holding on to your divinity. Okay, embracing your divinity, maintaining your light, keeping your frequency high, knowing different ways of how to protect yourself and how to truly expand your spirituality and your spiritualism, because you're a multidimensional being. That's something that you've learned or that you've known, and you're learning more now. You're diving deeply into your ocean to discover all of these things in the ocean that's a part of you, that is you, that's teeming with life. You know what I'm saying? All of that could be extended to your fear. The process that you're going through right now as a Sagittarius, be it male or female, whatever you're going through, whatever new ideas and perceptions and new shit that you're learning and finding out about yourself, about spirituality, about God, about your connection to God, about your higher guides from the higher realms that are with you, that are just as present. Sometimes, okay guys, my camera stopped recording, but sometimes that could cause fear and apprehension, judgment and fear. So some of you could be scared of this process or still struggling to fully accept it, but you are already there, so you might as well, you know. But fear could be extended to your spiritual service. Like I said, knowing your way around the world, spiritual decree, as far as believing in 7th grade ritual, order, and ceremony, knowing that I'm a multi-dimensional being. You may have to do shit like this. If you can see the detail on this oracle. For some of you, that may scare you. That may scare the shit out of you right now, because that may not be something that you're used to, or that may not be something that you've ever done before. But Divine is saying, we got you. As long as you hold the right intention, you'll always be led the right and correct way. So don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid to tap into God's guidance and what you're here to understand about yourself, and what you're here to become. What you're here to only relearn about who you already knew that you were. You were just kind of disconnected, because this reality is so fucking dense, we kind of forget sometimes, alright? You know? So, yeah, releasing judgment, releasing the energy of judgment, and releasing the energy of fear, and living in the now, being present to the process that you're experiencing right now, Sagittarius, is something that will help you, okay? Alright, Divine, I asked for the last oracle to come through. Thank you. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yeah. As they say, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. If you can see it, then you can be it. If you can see it in your mind, you can manifest it. You can. Now, it may not be in the most pleasantly feeling way all the time. Like I said before, it may be a struggle. You may have to go through stages and holding patterns and things like that, and pause moments, but you're going to get there. So you're encouraged to push through here. Push through the energy of judgment that you may be feeling internally towards yourself, or externally towards your reality, or whoever may be feeling like that towards you. Release lovingly. Try your best to lovingly release the energy of judgment that way. Try to lovingly release the energy of fear, by understanding the only reason why you're afraid is because you haven't done before. You know, you haven't really embraced it before. You haven't really gone there before. So if you just release the energy of fear and just allow yourself to know what God is trying to show you, discover and embrace what God is trying to present to you, then that's when you'll find out, wow, I really have to be present to this. I have to be present to the process and the purpose of my becoming. You know what I'm saying? That's how fear will become less effective on your life. Okay? And perseverance. That's when you're able to have the courage. After you release fear, you'll have the courage to persevere, to push through, in order to become exactly what you're seeking to become. You just are apprehensive about it for whichever reason, for whatever reason, okay? Divine, thank you. Denial. Apprehension, like I was just saying. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. Divine grace, law of efficiency. Spiritual decree, believing regardless. Spiritual service, knowing your way around the world. Seventh ray of ritual order and ceremony. Also knowing yourself as a multi-dimensional being, as a divine feminine or masculine. That's what you are. Denial, whatever you're apprehensive about, whatever you're kind of like about, allow yourself to break free from that, okay? And be present, okay? Let me read this again. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So we got judgment, we got denial, and we got fear. But we have perseverance. That's your strength. That's your power. That's your courage. This is the huge boulder that will break all of this shit down, be it internally or externally, so that it doesn't hold you captive anymore, okay? So let me pull one more. Alright. Maybe you're afraid of being judged by others too, you know? So, alright, Divine, I asked for, okay, I got 2. Loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. Yeah. Like I was saying, they're forever present, forever and always. I was saying something like that before I got into, you know, the clarifiers of finishing up your reading. But yeah, loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. You're not. Okay? And self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Yeah. That's a part of your spiritual service. The more you embrace your path, the more that you embrace your true soul's path and purpose and journey of who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to become from God's perspective, from divine's guidance perspective and guidance and loving and grace, all of this energy of judgment, denial and fear and loneliness, all of that shit will be broken. All of that, those Lord level false perceptions will cease to exist once you continue to embrace your purpose and your journey, push through and find a greater sense of yourself, a greater connection to your life and to God and your experience with life. Okay? You won't feel like you're lonely. You'll actually know that God is forever present. Your guides are forever present. Your higher self is forever present. Love is forever present with you. So you don't have to worry about it, because they've already shown you. They're already showing you. Just trust the process, experience it, baby, and go through it just as need be for your highest will, path, and purpose, okay? In the way that best serves you, in your own particular way, okay, Sagittarius? So, with all that being said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that whatever I said, in whichever way that I said it, I hope that it resonated for you, brought you some clarity, some calm, but if not, it's all good. This simply means that it's not your energy or message. Thanks again so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you again with another reading.